Hello, Aries. Welcome to your March connection session. I'm Princess India. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and what's not, whatever. So, if you're not familiar with how it is that I do these particular readings, we're looking at you as well as a person of interest and the energy between the two of you. And then I'm going into a more specific spread in which we're going to be looking at your person of interest and how it is that they're thinking as well as feeling about you and whatnot or whatever. So, anywho, I'll tell you now, happy birthday, Aries, because towards the end of this month, we're going to be going into your season. So I hope that your birthday is amazing, just as amazing as you are, Aries, dagnabbit, son of a gun. So anywho, let's jump into these cards and see what's going on with you as well as your person of interest. Whoa, hello. In the month of February. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take both of those for you, Aries. And this for your person of interest. And for continuity, I'm going to go ahead and pick the cards for the second spread, just so I don't have to stop and do them. I don't know why I feel so compelled to pick these from the center of the deck. That's interesting. All right, so let's get her done. So the card cards rather, representing my Aries for the month of March. I'm going to do it easier because, there's naked people in these cards. So I'm just going to use that card to cover the other one. The two cards representing you guys for the month of March, we have the Six of Cuppies and the Three of Swords. So what it is looking like, Aries, I mean, pretty dead ass clear here. You guys are very much still in the energy of a past connection. So this kind of says to me that there was, some sort of separation, breakup, heartbreak in reference to a person that you dated past tense. That's pretty dead ass. I mean, yeah, okay. So you're still thinking about this person a lot. It may potentially be that there was some cheating that was involved, or potentially the thought thereof, or just that the person wasn't necessarily emotionally available. It could be because I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be straight up infidelity, but I mean, it could be that the person just kind of, like, say if they worked too much, you know what I mean, or they focused a lot on their family. It's like there's some sentiment, or at least from your perspective, Aries, that this person felt something or someone else was more important to you, and that's more or less what led to the breakup. But at least in the month of March, this is very much top of mind for you guys. So it could be a lot of reminiscing that's going on, kind of thinking about what went wrong in that particular situation, or that person just may be heavily on your mind or in your energetic field, so to speak. Now, your person of interest, oh, goodness gracious. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. Let me cover up my face so that's clear. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. This seems to be a theme this month. So, because I accidentally recorded Pisces before you guys. But anyway, with this Two of Wands in the reverse, your person of interest, I mean, they're stuck in the past as well. It's very much their actions towards you are, this sounds just like Pisces. If y'all are dealing with the Pisces, because Aries did come up in Pisces. If y'all are dealing with the Pisces, definitely check that out because that's interesting. But anyway, but their actions towards you, or the lack thereof, rather, have a great deal to do with a past situation for them. I feel with your person of interest, their desire is for like a stable, reciprocal kind of connection, a person that they could build a future with, more or less. And that's weird. What I'm picking up on your person of interest is they're and I mean that's a good thing for an Aries. They're pretty adventurous. Like they like traveling and new experiences, trying new things, like new foods, different cultures, stuff like that is what I'm kind of picking up on from them. But I mean, their desire, I'll say it that way, their desire is for something that's stable. They want to move forward from a past situation. However, whatever it is that, and I'm not picking up specifically on what it is that happened, The only thing I'm kind of picking up with them is that I mean, they could potentially be like divorced, or the last person they were with, they like lived together. It was pretty serious. I'm not picking up on any kids or anything. Not saying that they're not there, but there's just not, I'm not picking up on that energetically. But I feel your person of interest last connection, it was pretty serious. And I mean, it could have been something as simple as incompatibility, but as it stands, their desire is to move past this connection, but it's very difficult for them to do so because like their behaviors are not changing in reference to that. So what they went through past tense has a very heavy emotional influence on them, so much so that even though they desire to move forward, they aren't yet taking steps in order to move forward from said situation, if that's making sense. But just like I said in Pisces, I accidentally recorded them before you guys, but I saw the same energetic thing, and I mean, it was screaming in Pisces. You know what I'm saying? So if that's relevant to you guys, definitely check that out, because you guys sign did come up in Pisces. Now the energy between the two of you, okay, boob, we have the 7 of Cuppies. I mean, I get it. It's confusion. I mean, I understand, because I feel what it would kind of look like to me is that both of you guys, I would put you both in the same category. Both of you are desiring to move forward in your lives. Both of you are desiring a partnership or a connection with another person. However, I feel because both of you are still very much fixated on what has happened past tense. Like I said, with Aries, this feels more, well, I don't want to say, well, I mean, it is reminiscing, not saying that you're reminiscing about the fact that this person broke your heart, but it's like you're kind of encapsulated in the, we, I just have another song to add to the music playlist. Now, I added Gold Digger to the Tarot Therapy playlist. For those of you who don't know, I created a playlist for whenever I get song messages, and I just added Gold Digger. You'll see when you see Pisces. But what I'm hearing now is We Could Have Been by Her and Bryson Tiller. So that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting, is like it's the like a sadness that Aries feels with a past person. Like, not saying the person didn't hurt you, but it's like thinking in the context of like what could have been had this particular thing not transpired, right? But with your person of interest, it's slightly different, because for them, it's not really so much a desire for them to want to go back to that person or thinking of what could have been. It's more or less what happened has them kind of stuck, and they're not really knowing. It's almost like them being paralyzed and stuck and not knowing how to move forward after going through something that they went through, even though they're desiring to move forward. But like I said, I also feel with Aries as well that you guys are wanting to move forward, but there's a confusion on what to do with that. And I mean, literally, just like I told Pisces in their connection session, it's going to require you to make a decision to, give yourself closure and to release that, and, learn the lessons that you learned from it, integrate that into your life, and make better decisions moving forward. Because like I said to them as well, a lot of times, majority of the time, we have this misconception that somehow us meeting the right person is going to take us out of self-protective behaviors, like I'm never going to trust again, and suddenly you're going to meet a really great person, and suddenly, like, they loved me so much, like they taught me how to trust again. That doesn't happen. Those are just lines that are said in movies. You know what I mean? It's like when we decide to like trust again, for example, that's a decision that we're making within ourselves to trust a person again. There's nothing that another person can do to change our behavior. That's an internal me thing. People can inspire us to change our behavior, but us ourselves are the ones who actually implement the behavioral change. So that's a little tidbit there. Now, getting into this next spread, we're looking at how your person of interest thinks and feels about you. And for those of you who are not familiar on how I do this spread, the first thing that we're looking at is their fleeting thoughts. So this is more or less like information that they're kind of weighing, or, things that are kind of jetting through their mind when they're doing mindless activities. Next, we're looking at their conscious thoughts towards you. So that's what they're aware of, how they're perceiving or seeing you at present. Then we're looking at their subconscious impressions slash projections. So this is something your person of interest is not aware of, and something that 9 times out of 10 they're projecting on to you. And lastly, we're looking at their feelings towards you. So the first card out, oh yeah, you can see a boob. We have, good Lord, the King of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. Then we have the 6 of Wands. Okay, that's fascinating. Okay, wait. All right. Homegirl look like she got a BBL, child. Anyway, next card we have, good Lord, is, okay, no one's, oh, she's a little naked. We have the Lovers. Am I frozen? I hope I'm not frozen on a weird face. Okay. We have the Lovers. That is Gemini energy. And I'm going to turn over their conscious thoughts as well. Interesting. And we have the 6 of Swords for their conscious thoughts towards you. So what it's looking like, Aries, with your person of interest in reference to their fleeting thoughts, something I can tell you for sure, your person of interest is very attracted to you. Like very, very attracted to you. However, they do kind of perceive it almost as if you're not very vulnerable. And I'm going to say this, this isn't for everyone, but the energy signature that I'm seeing for some of you guys, and this is only for people if you're like smashing this person of interest, like meaning you guys are already, fraternizing physically, sexually, is copulating, you know what I mean? That's only for those of you where you're actually sleeping with this person. Your person of interest is very sexually attracted to you, like a lot, but they feel when you guys have sex that there isn't like, and I don't know, this feels more to me like this would be coming from a masculine figure. But it's almost like this person, when they sleep with women, okay, it's a certain level of vulnerability that they pick up on energetically when they sleep with a woman. And this is really weird how I'm picking this up. But it's almost like when this dude smashes chicks, it's almost like a glimmer of vulnerability that they see in women when they sleep with them. Like it's like an openness that they have, right? And that for them, it's kind of like an ego thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's almost like an ego thing because it makes them feel like, like I'm in control, and like, oh yeah, she's just like completely open and, like submitted to me, and not, that kind of submitted way, right? But with this person, with Aries, they don't get that from Aries. It's more or less when you guys sleep together, what they're picking up on is that like it's just sex. You feel what I'm saying? Like you're enjoying it, they're enjoying it. The both of you are attracted to each other, but they're not picking up on that like Aries is doing this to show me how much they care about me in a romantical, emotional kind of way. And I feel that's something, and like I said, that's not for everyone, just those of you who are smashing, right? But the way that kind of makes them feel a little insecure in a sense. And I'm not necessarily a fan of it either, because I feel, like I said, it feels very egoic to me. And I feel this person uses that as like a safety measure, where almost like their approach to connections with people is they feel more secure if they know that a person they're dealing with is more interested in them. And I'm not saying that the person isn't interested in you. It's just more or less they feel safer in connections when the person they're dealing with is more into them than they are to them, but not saying that the person isn't interested in you. So it's almost like I'll say it this way, because this kind of brings me back to the main energy of everyone else. It's like, if you're really interested in a person and you trust them like 100%, that makes them feel more safe to slowly start to open up, if that makes sense. That can go completely left, because this is one of those energy signatures where there's a thin line between how a person could take advantage of that and is just a person who's like afraid to trust people. But it's like they feel more safer slowly opening up if a person puts all their cards on the table. That's like a good colloquialism to use. So this person is like, I'm putting cards down, proverbially speaking, one at a time. But I'm only going to do that if the person that I'm dealing with is like, here are all my cards. This is everything it is that I'm about. Then they're like, okay, well, now I'll start putting some cards down, so to speak, right? That can be a self-protective thing, but like I said, it's a thin line, because that can also be utilized as a predatory type of thing. So that's something to be aware of. You know what I'm saying? Now, looking at this King of Swords in the reverse here, and I'm really looking forward to what this projection card is going to be. With this King of Swords in the reverse here, they're kind of on the fence with you, Aries, because they're not really sure if, like, I don't know, I feel like their perception of Aries is kind of like a party guy or party girl. I feel like they like that about you. You know what I'm saying? They're interested in that in reference to you. Like, that's like what kind of draws them, is you seem like someone who's like pretty fun. You know, you like to go drink, you like to go out and, you know, have fun, explore, whatever the case. They're drawn to that. But I feel that also simultaneously kind of worries them a little bit. Now, the reason for that, again, looking at this Lovers card, is because of their past situation. So, like I said, I don't know what happened in their past connection, but to know if this resonates with you or not, the last relationship they were in, like I said in the beginning, they either lived with this person, were with this person for an extremely long period of time, they were married to this person, or they proposed to this person, you know, or like they have kids with this person or owned property with this person. Even it's like the last situation that they were in, literally the most recent situation that they were in, was something that was like hella serious. You feel what I'm saying? But whatever it is that transpired in that last connection, that's why I said I'm interested in the projection card, because I feel like it's a lot of what their past person did. They're seeing a lot of that in you. You know, it's like part projection, part just how Aries is, but them not really sure how to interpret that just yet. And like I said, this is fleeting thoughts, so that makes sense for that to kind of be showing up like that. You know what I'm saying? Wondering if Aries is playing mind games with them, like, are they really into something serious or not? You know what I mean? Type of deal. Because like what I'm seeing, like I said with you guys initially, with the Six of Cups and the Three of Swords, I feel any type of like heart shut down, lack of vulnerability that Aries is showing up with, it's because of your past tense situation. You know what I'm saying? And still kind of healing from that. But that's why I say this very much, this sounds just like how Pisces did. I'm not even bullshitting. This sounds a lot like Pisces. So with them, they're not really sure how to interpret that. However, the thing that is a good thing that's helping up with the Six of Swords here, and their conscious thoughts towards you, their desire is to move forward with you. Like they would like to, like they see things between you guys going pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward. I just feel it's a lot of, you know, what it is that they've gone through past tense that they're still kind of sorting through, that I feel is influencing how it is they're engaging with you. But they are very attracted to you. They are, you know, they see you in a pretty high regard. Like they look at you as that chick or that dude, on top of the fact of them being very much attracted to you and wanting to move forward with you. But it's just what it is that they went through past tense is heavily influencing how it is that they're maneuvering with you guys. Now their subconscious energy, wow, dude, this came up as the energy between Pisces and their person of interest. So that's the Queen of Pentacles. Definitely, that's more or less like a Taurus card to me. I mean, sometimes I can kind of see it. I see the King of Pentacles more as a Capricorn, but I kind of see a little Capricorn energy with the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus or Capricorn. I mean, or a person who has Taurus and Capricorn in their chart. But anyway, their subconscious impression is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is what I see as interesting with all of this. That would be funny if this person of interest of y'all's was a Capricorn, though. That would be hilarious. But anyway, what this says to me is that how it is your person of interest is coming off real time all day, every day, is almost kind of like an ice queen kind of person. Like more or less, what they're projecting onto you is that you're a person who seems like, oh, there's a lack of vulnerability. They don't see that. Like, what I was saying, for those who are sleeping with this person, but I still say the same, even if you guys aren't sleeping together, they're seeing you as someone that's very difficult to read, that isn't really vulnerable, is kind of closed off, you know what I mean? That's like a very, strategic, business minded kind of person type of deal. That's what they're projecting onto you, but in reality, that's really how they are. And how I would kind of sum this up is like emotionally unavailable. That's how your person is. You know what I mean? They're not really the type of person who really lets people into their inner world. This would be a person who intellectualizes their emotions a great deal. They're not really going to open up to you and say like, oh, I had a hard day and like, I'm just feeling real down. They're not going to really verbalize what it is that they're going through. It's just kind of, and I don't want to necessarily say, I don't want to put that out there and say that they definitely are a Capricorn, but this feels very much to me like a Capricorn kind of energy. I don't see anything here that's helping up for that, but not the Capricorn part, what I'm about to say, but the only other energy I could really see showing up like that would be, no, I actually could see that, even though these are about you, is Aquarius. That's the only other like sign behavior I could see, and this would be more like a Venus placement type of deal, that I could see kind of showing up like that, to where it is that they do have a lot of feelings about stuff. It's just they're not really verbalizing it like that, like in a very water sign kind of way. They're not really vocalizing it in that way. So it's not saying the person doesn't have feelings, but the way that this person would come off would be very emotionally unavailable, because they're just not an emotion type of person, right? But like I said, with this being in the projection energy, they would be projecting this onto you and being like, I'm not like that. I'm very vocal about how it is that I'm feeling and things of the sort, right? Because they're completely oblivious that they're coming off like that. And I can say that even more so, how I was saying with the whole sexual thing, of them feeling more safer in a connection to where that other person is more interested in them. You know what I'm saying? Then they are giving off that they're interested in them. I was saying the whole thing about putting out one card at a time. They want a person to put all of their cards on the table. But the thing I can tell you, what leads to behavior such as that, this is typically a person who's very insecure. It's a person who's insecure, who has issues with trusting people. And the only way they feel safe in a connection is if another person, like I said, puts all their cards on the table. Then it's like, oh, okay, I feel safe to open up. But that's not an idyllic way of approaching connections. Because like I said, Aries, if you guys have been through something past tense, especially if your past connection was somebody, lying to you or being unfaithful or controlling, jealous, anything in that realm, you're going to be kind of reluctant to open up to a person like this. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're not going to feel safe and you're not going to feel like you can really trust the person. So you're going to be holding back. They're already projecting onto you that you're someone who is holding back. So that's only going to perpetuate them holding back more so, because the only thing that allows them to open up is if you open up. Now, just like I told Pisces, I'm not telling you that you need to be the tiebreaker, you know what I'm saying, and be the person who, opens up. The only thing that I would say and then revisit this then, is that there's a need to deal with your issues in reference to your last relationship and come to a good place with that, and then revisit this and see how it is that you would handle this particular situation. Because in all honesty, I feel the confusion with the Seven of Cups that's happening between the two of you is both of you have not come to a clear place about your past connections, right? So you can't even though you're desiring to want to be with someone and want to move forward, right? It's like both of you guys really can't have a clear picture on what it is you really want from each other until your past is no longer a part of this present connection. You feel what I'm saying? Now, this person's feelings towards you, oh, that's so darn cute. We have the Ace of Cuppies. Wait, can you guys see it? This is the cutest little card. Look, they're all like loving and things, Is the Ace of Cuppies. So here's the thing. This is a good thing. I mean, I feel personally this is better than Pisces, because I mean, in their feeling space, it was the freaking 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. That's not a good feelings card. But anyway, but with this being the Ace of Cups, your person of interest feels that there is a potential with you. Like, of course, you guys are in the beginning stages, but they very much feel that this has the potential to grow into something. That's great. You know what I'm saying? But with your person of interest, dude, they're hella self-protective, and like I said, I feel this has a lot to do with their past situation. So even though things are looking good with this person, Aries, there is potential for them. But what I would have to say, my advice for this connection would be that both of you need to deal with your past stuff, because I feel until you guys deal with that, it's gonna continuously be do I want to use this one? Oh, hold on. What am I doing? I think I want to. No, I'm gonna follow my first mind. I feel that you guys are gonna be kind of stuck at a standstill, and I mean, how this could potentially look, especially for those of you where you guys are sleeping with this person. Like, if there's no title on this, it would be kind of sleeping with this person and you guys never having a title. And I don't know what people are calling that now. Is that like hooking up, situationship, right? Like, it would be a situationship, because your person of interest is never going to, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's risky in my personal opinion. They're never going to open up or want to put a title on something until they know that you're really invested in this. But then at the same time, they're still not healed from what they went through past tense. So that could still on the other side. So even if you did open up and you're like, laid out on the cross and you're like, I care about you, I love you, I want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Because of what it is that they've gone through in their last relationship, that can still act as a blockade that makes them reluctant to make that step. So they could kind of be slow in coming with doing that. You feel what I'm saying? But, they do like you and do see potential. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those things where I feel like this is something that would have to be played by ear. And you would really have to see, you'd have to take time to really get to know this person's character and see how it is that they're maneuvering with you before you make a definitive decision. But for what it is that you do have control over, because you don't have control over what this person does or doesn't do, is yourself. And what I'm gonna say is, if this is kind of insurmountable, if it's difficult for my Aries of kind of getting over this past situation, always go holler at a friendly local neighborhood therapist. I partner with BetterHelp. The link is in the description box below, or you can go on Psychology Today and find you a, friendly local neighborhood therapist in your area. You know what I'm saying? To kind of work, through this, do you a little short, 6-session CBT, you know what I'm saying? And call it a day. So I'm going to pick some oracles for you guys. The first one that came out, oh, child. Watch out for this, is deception. It says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And if I'm honest, Aries, it's kind of both of you guys, okay? Because neither one of you is 100% ready to move into a committed relationship, because you're still very much stuck on your pasts. So, Aries, since you're the one who's listening to me, or cross watcher, because you're listening to me. Like I was saying, you need to recognize this within yourself that you're not over your past yet. You know what I'm saying? And that needs to be confronted and that needs to be dealt with before you can healthily move forward into a balanced connection, right? Now, the next card that came out this is funny. Workshops and seminars. For those of you who may not be ready to go to therapy, it says attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. So here's the deal with this. For those of you who may not be ready to go to therapy just yet, I mean, I'm gonna say as a therapist that you should go. But if you're not ready, looking at workshops and seminars about like dating, relationships, healing from past relationships. Y'all already know, Aries, I went on a rant and I think that was like your soul session. I don't know if it was a connection session or a soul session, but I went on a whole rant about like these cray dating coaches that they have on YouTube and stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily suggest going to someone who is like, a self-imposed dating coach or anything. So I mean, if they're like a dating coach that's on YouTube that, has written a lot of books that have been reviewed, or they're, a real therapist, you know what I'm saying? Or they've had, successful seminars working with people all over the world type of thing. Like, yeah, them, but not somebody who just, picked up a camera and is just giving their biased opinion on how relationships should go. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that could be helpful towards you. Even if, because I mean, that's something I hear from a lot of my clients of them not really knowing how to date, or they got divorced and haven't dated in a while and don't really know how to get into like the dating scene now. So, going to little workshops, courses, seminars, and that realm of dating and relationships, could be something that's helpful to you. And then on the other side of this, which I would strongly suggest you do if, you're a subscriber of mine, you're good people, right? If you're someone where you've learned a lot with dating and relationships, or, you're just watching this for shits and giggles because you're just like, let me just see what's going on over there on tarot therapy. And you're already happily married. You know what I'm saying? This could also be a sign for you to, make content or, write a book or do some courses or workshops or whatever about what it is that you've learned in relationships, like what it is that you've gained from dating, or how it is that you found the love of your life, you know what I'm saying? And you being someone who helps out the other areas that I'm talking to that need help in that area, you know what I'm saying? So all in all, I think, it's a pretty good little message there. But anywho, Aries, that has been your connection session for March. Most certainly let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, I love your freaking face. Happy birthday, Aries. And I will see you